Welcome back. What would you do if the world was coming to an end? Paulo Guerra went to the streets of Toronto as 25 people answered this very important question.
Jordan.
Brittany.
I'm Jesse.
Byron. Pierre.
Franco.
I think I would make sure that everyone in my family is safe and that I can reach them. If I can be with them physically.
Call my parents. They'll probably do the same thing.
I would flock to my family because family comes first, and I'd like to, I guess, end it off with my family.
I'd probably just go be with my family knowing that it's coming.
Try and contact my kids.
I would definitely want to spend it with my family. That's all I would want to do.
I would have lots of sex.
I'd go home and watch How I Met Your Mother.
Party really hard. Really, really hard. Go in the beer.
I have aphasia, form of aphasia. July 17, 1993, arterial venous valve formation, rupture the brain and bore with it.
Sit down and have a really good dinner before it all ends. I enjoy my food.
I'd eat as much food as I possibly could and rob a store.
Why not?
I have dysgraphia, I have dyslexia, ruptured brain, born with an aneurysm.
I'd probably break a lot of windows. Only because every time I walk by a window or a storefront, like, I get these impulses to just shatter the window. And I think if it was the end of the world, no one would really mind, right? Because they all be looting the stores anyway, so it'd just be one of those things I've always wanted to do, you know? That's probably what I do.
I don't know.
Parachuting.
Parachuting would be the first thing.
Skating.
No, done that. I don't know. Feeding sharks.
This is the end of the world as we know it, and I feel fine.
I don't know. I think I would just eat. Yeah, lobster.
I would find a secret underground lair and bring all of my friends and like have video games and pizza.
In our next video, Ryan Drummond visits a family facing the challenges of autism. Ryan...
Today we're going to interview the Kozak family with a son and brother who has autism in the family. We're going to understand and try to figure out the problems that they had growing up with autism, as well as trying to get the son into the school board. Let's go have a look.
My name is Juliet Kozak, and I am Jared's mother.
I'm Eric Kozak, and I'm Jared's oldest brother.
Well, Jared was diagnosed when he was 3 years and 10 months, and that's when they decided he had autism. He was like the rest of my other kids. It was after they gave him a needle that things started. When they gave him this needle, he threw himself on the floor and started kicking and screaming, and that was it. Then he became isolated. He, you know, to me, I thought he was just growing normal like the rest. But then when they diagnosed him at 3 years and 10 months, he wasn't talking. He was playing by himself. He didn't want the lights on. He didn't want the radio on. He was crying a lot, and he was throwing himself on the floor. He wasn't toilet trained, all these aspects. And he was hitting and throwing things. So they knew there was something wrong.
For a long time, I didn't actually understand what the problem was. I knew he couldn't talk, but that was pretty much just about all I knew about it. And as I got older, I started to learn what autism really was, and it's basically him not being able to express himself to other people like he would to you and me, like how we would talk to each other.
Well, the first time that they put him in a junior kindergarten, actually, you go into your home school. It was Rouge Valley, it was, and they said, well, he has autism. And they said, okay. The principal said they had no room for him, so they went to a meeting describing what Jared would need, and they put him in this school with disabled children, physically disabled children who couldn't talk or whatever. So I decided junior kindergarten he wasn't going to go. I put him in a daycare center. Then for senior kindergarten, they said the same thing, but they put him in another diagnostic class with children with autism, but he was able to do little work. It was like kindergarten work that they were giving him. That's when the problem started. They just don't want children with autism in this school. That was my experience.
Society really needs to learn to be more accepting to people with disabilities, because as it is right now, I don't want Jared in school in a kind of environment where people are going to be, maybe not so much hatred, but more like they just don't want him around. And that causes a problem for me because I know Jared wants to go to school and he wants to be like a regular kid. So I want him to be happy, so I want him to go to school. But again, it has to be when people would accept him more.
We put him in a classroom that there were no children who were verbal. There was not going to be any academics being done. There was not going to be any homework. They were going to segregate him from the rest of the school. They even had a playground fenced out away from the rest of the children. So I said, no, I can't have that. I had to take him out of school because they were going to threaten me to take me to court for not sending Jared to school. And I said, okay, I'm going to have to homeschool him. And I have doctors supporting my position that Jared can't be in that placement because he will regress.
Jared himself really wanted to go to school. He would see like all of his peers going. He would read about it in like books and on TV and stuff. And it's something that he wanted to be included in when they wouldn't let him.
The therapist that came in helped Jared a lot. He started with words, and then they started with phrases, and then she said he can speak in sentences. We're gonna make him speak in sentences. If he wants something, you make sure he asks you in sentence form. And then they train him. They taught him academics, how to read, how to add, subtract.
Well, now the therapist that he has takes him to the community center, and together they work on certain things that you would do in school, like just math, English, sciences. I think it's excellent. I've noticed it since he started when he was younger. The therapist that he had then actually taught him how to talk, and since then he's been growing at a very good rate.
Well, for now, the near future would be for him to be in a regular class with appropriate support so he can learn how to be in the real world. If you can't expect the child to grow up and then throw him at 21 and be in the real world when he hasn't been in it.
This coming September, he's going to be in the Catholic school board now. Well, at first there was a meeting with the school board with my mom and other people to talk about what Jared can do. And then they observed him and with the therapist, seeing him that he's able to learn stuff and work by himself. And now they're working on finding him a suitable placement in a regular classroom.
I am blessed to have children who don't think of him as a burden. Sometimes I wonder, they don't get to do a lot of things that the other kids do, their friends do. And the point is they have to focus on Jared, but they all seem to be okay. They all say it's okay. They love him. Now that we know how to help him, we play with him. The fact is that as far as I know, I saw the light when he started saying things. He speaks now. Something that they told me that he couldn't do. So now he communicates his feelings or what he wants or his emotions whenever. It's cool to see. So I have my kids who love him, and that's kind of his support.
No, never that he wasn't born, but I do wish that he could have been like a normal kid. Like, I would gladly trade places with him if I could, just to give him that chance. But no, I'm definitely glad that he's born. He's my brother, because I care for him a lot.
So yeah, the kids do accept him for who he is.
And there you have it. We'd like to give the Kozak family thanks for allowing us to interview them and to understand their son. Back to you in the studio.